Let me first of all say thank you so much to everybody that's rocking out with us, having a good time. Those people in traffic right now, those people in the office, those people about to leave work, those people just coming in. Feel for y'all. You know what I mean? But you don't know the thing already. Those people just coming in from flights, and once you touch down, you know what station to log into. You know what I mean? Kevin Radio HD, baby. That's what we do right here. It's nothing but a vibe, all right? So we want to big up everybody. All the barbershops, all the hair salons, all the restaurateurs, everybody out there doing what they do. All the DJs on the station, all those that are not. You know what I mean? Just people who are contributing to the movement and the groovement and the improvement of this here music, this vibe, this culture. Hope, what up? Matthew Caden, everybody, Jarena, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so very much. Now that we done got that out the way. Yeah, man. People. So we just had recently, very recently, right? Some awards given out in Jamaica for Order of Distinction 2023, right? It's a lot of folks, right? And if you do the research, you check it out. So who gets this kind of stuff? Well, it's stated that the order may be conferred upon any Jamaican citizen, right? Any citizen of Jamaica who renders outstanding and important services to Jamaica, and upon any distinguished citizen of a country other than Jamaica as an honorary member, right? The motto is distinction through service, right? And of course, it's a lot of folks. Not everybody's always going to be lined up there on the lawns of the house, you know, but it's people, man. So they say this year, and I'm going to call a couple of names, you know, Minister Audley Shaw, the legendary Smasher Griffiths, you know what I mean? Chairman of, you know, freight and shipping companies and stuff like that, all kinds of folks. Taurus Riley, entertainer, you know what I'm saying? Wayne Marshall, another artist, and you know, even prior to the awards being given out, it's almost like you anticipate what's gonna happen. You anticipate stuff all the time. Now, I remember this is deja vu because it happened before. Happened before with David Radigan, right? Happened before with David Radigan when he was awarded, and all the sound people and just people within the culture came out. Thank you so much, Sister Tanya J. People came out and they were just going in, and I'm a bash the man, and I'm not doing nothing for reggae or dancehall or the usual says he didn't do as much as that person, right? Even my favorite artists came out and it was a one bag of rant. And as far as I'm concerned, I think the rants aren't ill-deserving, right? They're worthy rants. But the thing with our people and my people, I'll claim y'all, is the need to spew vitriol in the direction that it's not earned, warranted, needed, or should go. All right? Now let's talk about again the order of distinction. These people don't nominate themselves. All right? Now, I think again we'll talk about ignorance. Sometimes we got to figure out how these things happen. It's no different from again the Grammy situations when people gripe and complain about the Grammys, but not ever taking a minute to figure out how they get there. You don't just put out a record, put out an album, and based on the merit of the work. You'd think that way. That's how it works, right? It's music. It's not how it goes. So let's correlate it to the Grammys. The Grammys have voting members. Members. Just like everything else. The Oscars and a whole bunch of whatever else. They're voting members. Don't do regular politics. People vote, right? Presidents, mayors, city commissioners, people vote. Everything is affected by those votes. But the thing about organizational votes in adverse to regular votes and members of the populace are going to participate in is that you've got to be a member of that organization to vote. Now, I'm not saying that you'll ever be able to allow to be a member of the organization, but one, most people ain't inquire, right? But we have voting members that vote on stuff, and out of that comes winners. Nominees first and then winners. So if these voting members don't nominate you, you're automatically not even in the running. So you can't just value it by the value of the work. Now, lovers of the work, the music like myself would probably want to see it that way, but we just got to be fair and not let ignorance take over and run amok, right? So they just handed out the awards for Order of Distinction, and the next day, in fact, that evening, the vitriol started being spewed, and people were mad, and people were saying, they even went retroactively now and started talking about when Agent Saska got it, he wasn't deserving and all of that. Now remember, this is not an award that necessarily when it came out, it was for artists and musicians, right? It was for distinguished service, right? It just so happens that over the years, a lot of musicians, a lot of artists have done so much to represent the culture and the country and wave the banner high internationally. In my opinion, higher and further and wider and stronger than our politicians and our leaders could ever do, right? So do they deserve? Yes, right? From that vantage point, if the definition of who's going to get it is somebody who renders outstanding and important service to Jamaica, right? Then many of our artists do, right? I remember watching an interview recently where even Beanie Man saying, "How am I getting an award yet?" I remember a couple years ago Sanchez was saying, "Yo, we can't believe I get an award," and ultimately he got one, all right? But we have our artists, we got people coming out, vloggers, bloggers, whatever, attacking Wayne Marshall. That's a part of it that is crazy. Attacking Wayne Marshall. And that's what I mean when I say misplaced vitriol. Ain't nothing wrong with you being upset. There's nothing wrong with you being mad. There's nothing wrong with you having an opinion. There's nothing wrong with you being disappointed, right? But how you gonna be mad at the person who got the award? Say stuff like him for give back the award when none of y'all, I'm gonna tell you something, any one of them where says right now can call me and we'll have the discussion. None of y'all would have returned them awards if that award was given to you, your mama, your daddy, or your children. No, not give back. No, not give back. Lie or not tell. You understand me I say? The definition of hypocrisy is us. Right? We. No bigger hypocrite exists than our people. And especially when you get inside of the music industry. None. So no, you have folks out here who would have blasted many other people. Now pulling on those other people's references and drawing references and say, oh, you give it to Wayne Marshall and you give it to such and such and such and such. Right? When the truth is, had they given it to such and such and such and such, you would have griped and complained also and said, me can't believe them give it to him and I give it to such and such and such and such. All right? So what your gripe ought to be is with the people who recommended these people, nominated the people who were awarded, right? That's who your gripe's supposed to be with. Why you bash the man that got the award? And it's not the first, it's not the second, it's not the third time. What amazes me is that artists, more than anything else, and certain folks will get up every single day and blast the politics of the nation and blast anything government and blast what is the system and blast it all and devalue verbally what it is. It don't mean nothing until you start getting older and you ain't got nothing, right? And your prospects and possibility of getting some things are even lower than it was when you were in your prime. Now all of a sudden you got a voice and you got something to say. There was a time when y'all would have been like, yo, when a business that a Babylon thing, that a government thing, we don't want none of that. No, all of a sudden, it matters. No different from the times when people would gripe and complain and say, we don't want to Grammy for them thing. Well, go on. No, all of a sudden, as the possibility of Grammys come closer to the masses, but they ain't coming closer to you, all of a sudden, you got an itch in your craw and you talk about, say, boy, dang. How come such and such I get and such I get? I know me here about the politics. All of a sudden, people are open and good and cool with coming up and saying, I want the award. When before you were saying, nah, it don't mean none. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? A perfect example. I got one of my friends and she knows, you know what I'm saying? Who's always saying, I ain't getting married. I'm not interested. And I know her. I mean, know that. And who? And I do know that she's just talking it. She just said the thing, set herself up that way that if it doesn't happen, she ain't disappointed. I'm not mad at you. But it don't mean that if the right dude, you know what I mean, say if Blacker, you know what I mean, say if my brethren, Maxwell, you know what I mean, say if Natty Ray come say, yo, and you get swept off your feet, you ain't gonna say, all right, Natty, it's Mary Joan, you know, let's jump the broom, you know what I mean? Can we jump the thing and have a good life and just live and just, you know, just breed, you know what I mean? Just have like 19 youth to run up and down in the yard because this is love. This is happiness, you know what I mean? This is how we do it. You know what I mean? So don't go on like say you don't want the thing. It's fronting. You're fronting and I don't like it. You know what I mean? Don't sit well with me. You're rubbing the wrong way. You see? Not true, Sister Tasha Lee. Sister Rosie J. Sister Tanya J. You know what I'm talking about. Not true. Them full light man is hypocrite them. You know, is hypocrite them. I'm going to give them this one right here. That me up for them. You know what I mean? That me up for them. Is pure hypocrites are going around here. Then people start draw all kind of things and I say, boy, well, this is an artist. How come you get at the artist? But no, so many artists are not friend, you know. But the artist put in work. How come you get the artist nothing and ray. And guess what I have to say about that? Hypocrite again, you know. Because last week you bash the artist and the amount of bashing you give the artist, even if you qualify them or disqualify them just based on all of what you said. You understand me? I say, Jano, if we talk to Bob would have said something like that. But, you know what I mean? A lie you not tell. And on top of all of that, Jano, Bob.
But dig this. Me not too listen to what people say now because plenty people are just pure hypocrite.
Yes, I am saying it and I mean say it. You know what I mean? It's not me say it, ladies and gentlemen. It's the man, Royal, Sir Robert Nesta Marley. Bob say it, alright? I don't know why I not beat the man and I go on up on the man and it's not the man award himself. Sorry I missed that call, Caribbean. Listen, call back here, man. Call back. Did I miss a call? So here what now. Just time to say that's terrible. Let the man enjoy his award. Chop boy. You can't please everyone. And here's the funny thing about it. I heard that the part about it that got me is when the references got made. You know, people are like, yo, I mean, him to deserve it. Even such and such would have deserved it more, right? But here's the funny thing about it. If such and such, because people start reload artist catalog now. We in Marshall not have as much hits as such and such. We in Marshall not do this and that. I hear them calling some names and I'm just like, man, I understand you upset and whatnot, but you say we not have the catalog and whatever. But some of them name the way I call, they got, you know, because the concept of hits is very, 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 very relative, you know. Some people talk about some songs is hits. You know, it's just like when people use the words legend. And I'm like, you can't use the word legend loosely, right? If Baba legend and Marcy are legend and Bunny Wheeler are legend, right? And Freddie McGregor are legend, right? And Barris are living legend and them thing there, right? Then John Spanks can't be legend. He might be a pioneer, help to open the doors and whatnot. Might be around for a minute. Might know such and such, but he can't be a legend too, right? So I saw the thing go. So when somebody say, oh, that person have hits. We has had a couple major songs, right? Has he had a lot? No. But he's got some big records that probably bigger than some of your artists and records. But at the end of the day, remember this. The merit of these awards was never supposed to be music, right? Again, I don't know why. I don't know who. I don't know how he got nominated into it. But guess what? He did. And if you do feel, say, I know sorry for go and it's foul and it's wrong and it's all of that and hypocrites and politics and whatever the case may be, which I don't know how all the artists all of a sudden get involved in politics and involved in all of the things that 3 albums ago, you were fire burning and said, load that thing, that Babylon thing, that all of a sudden now you're in it, right? But my gripe is our misplaced vitriol. Every time stuff like this happens, you don't go and attack the people, even if you attack them. You whisper quietly, I got that one Bubsy great, I got that one Bubsy break up this and that on our people then. But guess what? You ain't got the cojones to go call up Bubsy name and shout her out another thing and say what you want. Because you may need her later and there's some things that you think she could affect, right? And other big name politicians and this and that. You not call them name, you know. You not call them name. You know, since as you're the insider, you know who recommended, you know who voted, you know who all of that. You know all of them people there. But you're not calling enough of them name because you don't want to step on no toes because you could violate and then they could shut you down. So what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? You go after the man. You go after Wayne Marshall. You go after Agent Sasko. You go after Radigan. You go after the people who you feel say, you know what I mean? I could make some noise up in here. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad for Wayne, man. I feel bad. I'm sorry. Maybe him not feel bad, but me feel bad for him. You understand? And I'm just saying, it's messed up. Misplaced vitriol. And our people are very, 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 very good at that. You know what I mean? Hypocrites. You know, I got to get on my soapbox and burn a fire. It's a drive time vibe and we have to burn a fire. You know what I mean? Always a burn a fire. We play some music, we talk to some people, we burn a fire. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. I want to thank you for rocking out with me, having a good time. If you come across somebody where I run off their mouth later on, tell them the same thing. Excuse me, shut it up. You know what I mean? Shut it. You know what I mean? Shut it. I don't want to hear none of that. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear none of that. He's a hypocrite. You know what I mean? Let him know. Hypocrite. No H's in it. It's just hypocrite with a Y. You know what I mean? Yeah, a hypocrite, brother. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? I just want to thank y'all so much for always rocking with me and having a good time, man. And remember to go grab my brand new single. It's called She Said. It's out right about now. Brand spanking new single, She Said, in the streets right now. Please go get it. I'm going to squeeze that off one more time. And then we are come back on the soapbox and burn a fire. All right, let's get in.
Hola, chico.
La da 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 da.
¿Todavía estamos listos para esta noche?
Yeah.
Prometiste.
La 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 la.
Tal vez bailar o dar un paseo por la playa. Algo romántico.
She rolled me a thing and say, yo, Chico, you need that.
Relájate.
She said you gotta take it cool. She showed me a picture of an old couple, say how we that.
Somos tú y yo.
She said I love
Sentado en el
you,
porche.
take it through. She rolled me a thing and say, yo, Chico, you need that.
Relájate. No
She
seas
said
tan
you
tenso.
gotta take it cool.
Sister Donna.
She showed me a picture.
Sister Melrose.
Say how we that.
Jano.
Te
She
tengo,
said
me
I love
tienes.
you,
Estamos
make
bien,
it through.
¿verdad?
Well,